years. Mike Tomlin steps away after 19 winning seasons.
Another part of my childhood gone.
Another part of the child. Are the Steelers ever going to feel the same, man? Like,
Bro, for real though, like I'm starting to feel old.
I'm starting to feel old. Dude, he was there our whole lives, pretty much. Our whole conscious lives, he was there.
Literally when my voice was high pitched and then my balls dropped. Like literally
Yeah.
throughout all
And
all the ish.
and the first football game I ever remember watching was Mike Tomlin's first Super Bowl, or his Super Bowl versus the Cardinals. That was the first one I ever remember watching. I wasn't conscious much before or after that. It took me a while, but I remember that game. It was an amazing game, and he's been obviously the coach until now, and he's really kept the Steelers alive in this division and carried on their tradition of, tough defense, representing the people of Pittsburgh, calling it home. You hear the way he talks about Pittsburgh. You could tell he's been there for 19 years. And his his exits and send
Picked up
offs.
the accent and everything.
Yeah, and we heard the report. It doesn't sound real, but I'm pretty. I saw the New York
I don't know,
Times report
he
it.
called his own shot. Like dude definitely is not wanting to be told
Yeah,
I'm gonna get fired.
right. I saw the meme. It was like Mike Tomlin right before the Steelers are about to fire him, and it's the clip of him just, dipping in the middle of a press conference. Something rarely talked about is how funny he was. I
Bro,
thought
for
he was
real.
hilarious. But
Like getting Najee Black Air Forces, bro. I'm not gonna, at that moment he became like top 2, top 3 favorite head coach for me.
yeah, and but yeah, like the way he was able to represent a city, keep it competitive in a really tough division.
Yeah.
The AFC North was probably my favorite division outside of the NFC East for my whole life. He was a big
Yeah.
reason for it. And
Yeah.
I know it was the right thing for the Steelers to move on from him. I believed it had to happen because the Steelers need to be bad. And he was stopping them from doing that. They couldn't be bad with Mike Tomlin. I think that's pretty badass. You were so good for so long, we have to get rid of you because we cannot reset. You broke.
We cannot figure out who is actually ass on this team
Right.
because of you.
because when we keep trying to reset, you keep bringing in more like defensive players. They have the highest paid defense in the league. Is he a little expired as a coach? Maybe it's that's not what I'm thinking about. Oh yeah, and I was gonna say his report.
I'm just thinking he goes to a solid. Who needs a head coach right now?
Well, he could take a year off. The Steelers still
Yo,
have the
imagine he
rights.
goes to the Raiders, bro. I would.
They would have to trade for him.
I thought, for real.
He stepped away.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was not
stepped away.
fired, so he's still under contract like Sean Payton. He'd have to get traded for. He could go do TV for a year. He could just take a break and be with his family. I think he might do something like that.
He might do something like that.
I think he would probably spend time with his family, think about things, consider what's next, and then come back next year. So I'm sure this isn't the last we'll be seeing of him. He's like 53. He's still relatively young. But catch up to the game a little bit. But one last thing about, sort of the emotional side of this. The New York Times even reported this. He announced to the team, I think might have been Monday night or Sunday morning or Tuesday morning, that he would be stepping away. And Aaron Rodgers was like, "I'm sorry," in tears because he's, he felt like he let down Mike Tomlin. TJ Watt is like crying and going like, "No, no, no." And a lot of people are joking about it. But I won't lie. I felt something from that. Because when I was in high school, we had a coach, and that coach had to step away for, important reasons. But me and my, class were heartbroken, and it wasn't anything against the new coach or anything like that. It was just we had invested so much time with that coach, and you could tell it was the same way with a lot of these Steelers players, except they're grown men, and it's been almost a decade for some of them. Cam Hayward, what year is this even for him? TJ Watt, back half of his career, Mike Tomlin's
Yep.
like, you're not going anywhere. And you know what? TJ Watt is still pretty good. Maybe not $40 million, but he's still pretty good, you know. And the Steelers defense, they showed up in that playoff game.
I just wonder now, does this team disband because of that guy?
And that's what I'm kind of getting to is the Steelers, all these old
The
Tomlin, incarnates.
Diehards.
You kind of got to get rid of them with the new coach, right? Most expensive defense in the league, and it's coming out as like slightly above average. Like, you got to trade all of the guys that you can, and cut the rest and restart. Try to be bad for just 1 year. It's all it takes. You only have to be bad for 1 year if you do it right. Go into the season with cap space or whatever. But I just wanted to talk about Mike Tomlin because I really appreciate, even as a Giants fan, it's guys like him that really make the NFL special.
I used to love the Pennsylvania Bowl growing up, Philly versus Pittsburgh, just because it was just kind of one of those atmospheres of just between him and Andy Reid.
You knew they were going to bring it.
It was like, it was like those two, regardless. You played at Pittsburgh, you played at Philly. Like, it was just die hard. We're about to freaking just smack each other, bro.
Yeah.
And it was like
respectfully, though.
It was respectful. You know what I mean? It was kind of like to me, it's no shot for real. But it's like when the Giants played the Jets and they were like, oh, it's the New York teams. But it's like, it was a little different. It was a lot more physical. And I feel like it just meant a lot more, just because I feel like the state itself splits between the two teams. You know what I mean? This isn't no whole like North Jersey, South Jersey thing.
It's not. It's not on top of each other.
We're literally polar opposites
Philly,
of each other.
Pittsburgh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
very different.
No, it was a cool experience, and I'm not gonna lie. Like that coach itself, like I will say, he was, in my opinion, one of the realest coaches. I felt like there was no media training. There was no extra ish. There was, bro, where he's like, oh, well, my aunt had mail parties, be my uncle. Like, no coach says that shit, bro.
Yeah. No, he was so funny. So many memes of Mike Tomlin.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he is that guy. Like, he is one of a kind. I appreciated him throughout all my childhood. Those who are Steelers fans, like, that's the only praise you're gonna get from me as a Steelers is because your coach was an absolute baller. And that's really it. Like that dude made the Steelers. I promise you. A lot of the stuff the Steelers went through would not have happened without that guy. So like,
no, definitely not. And I love how the unks, our dads, they like Tomlin. We like Tomlin. If you don't like Tomlin, you're a Ravens fan,
literally,
or Browns, or
Bengals.
Yeah, you're just in the division, and even if you don't like them, you respect them.
They're so excited because they're like, bro, finally, we have a chance.
Well, who wants that Steelers job to go up against Burrow, Lamar, and the Browns defense? I mean, no, I'm not. Come on, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, Shador.
You're not putting Shador in the same tier.
No, you're not. Never that at all. That's why it got me
someday.
when I was dogging Shador for that freaking Titans game.
Me and Joe were like, he wasn't bad. The comments, even worse.